Jan here. Today we're going to be working on a pop art portrait of the lovely Sarah Harding. Here's the image I've been working on the computer. Piece of A2 tracing paper. You know, this is a bit tricky, this one, because the frame I'm using is actually, canvas I'm using is actually an A2. So this piece will only fit to the edging. Right. I use just a standard marker pen. It's made by a specific brand. It's one which makes pretty much all these types of pens. And we just mark it off. I normally try to use a different colour than the picture I'm working on. Okay, let's try a red one instead. Right. Yeah, so when you put in a base one down like this, it's not that important to think about the details, because what you're doing here, you're just putting down the block colour so you can see where you're going to be. This is almost like an arcing around. It's almost a template. You know, a lot of people are quite rigid in their stenciling. I like to go a bit freestyle. I'm not that concerned if it doesn't look exact, because that's the whole point. If you wanted something which looked exactly like the original, just get the original. It seems silly to me when people go on about, oh, it doesn't look, this picture doesn't look like it should. Well, if you want something to look exactly as it does in real life, just get the real life thing. That comes across like that. That is going to be the first stencil. Effectively, all I'm doing is highlighting the two different sides of it. Scalpel out again. Always remember, put your cap on your scalpel once you finish with it. We just cut round. Oh yeah, by the way, I have the radio on, or the TV. What I do is I have it on BBC4 or some kind of documentary, and I like to think that I'm learning something via almost like osmosis while doing this. You're kind of getting kind of a passive education about things, and then you find at some point this random piece of information that jump into your head from nowhere. And it might be that I've heard it from somebody else. Come on, you little mother. Right, so we cut our first stencil. I've already put the backing colour on there. I'm just going to tape it up. It's a little bit fiddly. It's a bit cold, so I've got shaking a little bit. Right. Tear that. There we go. Right. There are many spray paints out there. I personally use Cobra. That's just my preference. Just gonna cover that edge a little bit there. I use Cobra paint. and I used a low flow type normally. Very good. It's about £3 to £4 in the UK, which is a good price. Oh, it's cold. Because it is so cold, I've previously done this. I've brought the paint into the house to let it warm up, because if you don't, it clots and it does not flow properly. And yes, that is a brake pad from a motorbike. Now I'll put my bits and bobs to the side. Let's have a little look at it, shall we? See what this looks like. Come on. I've got a feeling the paint is not going to collect well on the canvas, and we're going to have problems. I was seeing it bunch up even when I was spraying it. It was coming out in blobs. There's going to be a reasonable amount to be cut out of this actually. Nice sliver there. Scalpel, lid, don't forget the lid. And as I've said before, you start with the small bits and you start to cut. I found that the hard way. The vacuum cleaner doesn't like bits of this either. I've heard also that tracing paper is not recyclable, which makes me think possibly going away from it to another medium. Alright, let's do the reveal. Alright, what we're going to do now is the mid blue. Let's see if we can move that a bit for you there. Which is this section, this, more detail in the hair, around the eyes, that type of thing. Great head of hair. Great head of hair for a man of his age as well. This is actually the third of a triplicate I did of portraits, all on A2, using the same colours, give or take. Some have got more, some have got less. I'm trying to keep some kind of integrity in the paper, because if I start taking these out, I've still got these two to go and the paper's going to start flexing and getting all weird on me. So I'll leave them in, because even though they're cut, there's still little bits which aren't cut. They are cut, but not cut. Going all Yoda on you there. Sometimes you just need to get a little bit of encouragement. Like that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Love that sound. It's like the sound you get when you open up a new jar of instant coffee. And then that comes off the capping. Okay. You know, I think I'm going to have to put another blue in. There's not more nuances than I expected. Old scalpel blade, still incredibly sharp on the blade. Sharps box. Safe. Don't leave old blades lying around. Spread from there, and I started to do, like, as you see most people do, just kind of the basic kind of gun and words and funky backgrounds. And then I started to do aircraft and cars, landscapes. Landscapes are quite tricky. Okay. A little bit of touch-up work to do on this, and I think that'll be about it. Needs to be a bit further down. Not by much though. brush is crap. What's going on with this brush? Unfortunately, sometimes when you do this, you end up painting the whole black again. Because weirdly, there's black, and then there's all the other different types of black. There's so many different types. Every producer, it's a bit like clothes. You buy some clothes, and you're different, slightly different sized clothes, even if they're down as like 32 inch or 30 inch or whatever. They're different in different places, and that's just madness. Bloody awful. What makes this? Let's have a little look. It definitely looks better. Definitely looks better. But yeah, I think that's it. That's my Sarah Harding portrait picture. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. If you have, leave a like and maybe subscribe if you like. There's more stuff on my Instagram, which is Stencil Artist Jan, on my website, and Facebook. Search me on Facebook for it's just Jan currently. I will change that. And there's lots more of my work on there. Yeah, well, thanks for watching. It's been epic.